A lot of people were saying, I'm going to sell my investment property. Well, actually, the number of new listings being received by the realestate.co.nz website has fallen on a seasonally adjusted basis for about 3 out of the past 4 months. Well, hi again, everybody. This week, what I thought I'd do is have a look to see if there's really been any impact in New Zealand's housing market now that we are 5 months down the track from the Reserve Bank announcing changes to the LVR rules back in February, and 4 months, of course, down the track from the tax change announcements from the Finance Minister on March 23. Now, one of the starting places for this would be the number of listings that people are putting out there. You know, when the tax changes in particular were announced, a lot of people were saying, I'm going to sell my investment property. Well, actually, the number of new listings being received by the realestate.co.nz website has fallen on a seasonally adjusted basis for about 3 out of the past 4 months. So, no, there is no rush of listings coming forward. Do we see it taking longer on average to sell a property around the country, the sort of thing you'd expect to see if buyers were backing off? No, there is no evidence of that happening. What about sales? Are we seeing the sales increasing again because people are trying to offload our properties? No, sales in fact still show a bit of seasonally adjusted decline underway at the moment, so that's not cutting through. What about when it comes to prices? Yes, there's definitely been a slowdown in the rate of increase of average house prices around New Zealand, but there were some elements of that underway anyway, so that's sort of one caveat to that. But secondly, we also saw a lot of extra buying by people over February and March, trying to maybe lock in a long-term interest rate, get in, before some of the changes, etc. And since then, the slowdown in house price increases to around about 1% a month, maybe a bit less. Some of it's simply a bit of a whip back the other way after the unsustainable 5% increase in average house prices in February, for instance. So I'm definitely prepared to say that house price inflation has slowed down, and I think we're now running at around about 10% or so. But it's actually a little bit hard to say given some of the special factors out there. Now, with these various surveys that I run out there, I'm trying to get a feel for a bit more at the coalface of what people's attitudes are and how they are changing. We could see peak withdrawal from the market in terms of investors and first home buyers stepping back in around about the April into May period. And since then, the degree of people pulling back has just been easing. And maybe one way to see that would be FOMO, fear of missing out. The survey I do with the REINZ shows that a gross 90% of agents that I surveyed in February were saying, oh, there's definitely FOMO out there. That fell away to a gross 49% a couple of months later. Now we're back up at 60%. So it's still lower than what it was before, but there's a new sort of increase that is cut through there. And so when I look at all these things, they don't say to me that the market has been tremendously weakened as a result of the tax and LVR changes, but definitely there's been a pullback from the investors. The proportion of sales going to first home buyers has increased from around 21% to 25% using data from CoreLogic, and the proportion of lending going to first home buyers has improved relative to investors as well. So things moving in the right direction, but definitely not the sort of slam down misere situation I think that the government was hoping for, and I still see a lot of support for the market out there. All the best.